How did a Chinese bubble tea chain you might never have heard of quietly build a global empire of over 36,000 stores, dominating Southeast Asia and challenging beverage giants worldwide? This is the unlikely success story of Mixue, the billion-dollar brand that proved cheap bubble tea could be a revolutionary business. Discover how strategic franchising, ruthless supply chain control, and digital mastery fueled this incredible expansion and whether the bubble can keep growing. What if I told you that one of the most successful global expansions in recent history doesn't belong to Apple, Amazon, or McDonald's, but to a bubble tea company most Westerners have never heard of? This is Mixue Bingcheng, the ice cream and tea chain that built a silent empire. From its humble beginnings in 1997 as a simple shaved ice shop, Mixue has exploded into a global phenomenon with over 36,000 stores worldwide. To put that in perspective, that's more locations than Starbucks has across entire continents. And they did it not by targeting luxury markets, but by mastering the art of selling quality drinks at what seemed like impossible prices, some as low as 14 cents, or up to about $1.40. In this video, we're unpacking exactly how this Chinese bubble tea brand conquered global markets, revolutionized the franchise model, and became a cultural export phenomenon. Stick around, because by the end, you'll understand how a simple cup of lemonade became a billion-dollar weapon in the global beverage wars, and what comes next for this expanding empire. So how exactly did Mixue achieve such explosive growth? The secret lies in their revolutionary franchise model, one that turned thousands of individual business owners into expansion partners. Unlike traditional franchise models that rely heavily on upfront fees and ongoing royalties, Mixue took a different path. They don't charge royalty fees to their franchisees, and they even offer promotional support, making it incredibly attractive for everyday entrepreneurs. But here's where it gets brilliant. Instead of making money primarily from franchise fees, Mixue generates over 90% of its revenue by selling ingredients and equipment directly to its own stores. With 99.8% of their locations being franchises as of last September, that creates an incredibly predictable and stable income stream. This model creates a perfect symbiotic relationship. Franchisees get comprehensive training, ongoing support, and access to Mixue's proven system without crushing monthly fees. In return, Mixue expands rapidly with minimal capital risk, while locking in guaranteed demand for its core products, the ingredients every store must buy. One of their most innovative expansion strategies came through partnerships with smartphone distributors across Southeast Asia. These entrepreneurs already understood local retail and consumer behavior, they just needed a proven, scalable product to sell. That strategy helped Mixue achieve lightning-fast market penetration in countries like Indonesia and Vietnam. Now, here's where Mixue truly disrupts the market. While competitors like Haiti and Nayuki charge premium prices, often $4 to $7 per drink, Mixue sells its beverages for as little as 14 cents, or up to about $1.40. That's less than the cost of a bottle of water in many places. How can they possibly turn a profit at those prices? The answer lies in what I call the three pillars of Mixue's price advantage. First, total supply chain control. Remember that 90% of revenue coming from ingredients? That didn't happen by accident. Mixue built its own raw material processing plant as early as 2007, becoming the exclusive supplier to every single franchise. They've since established multiple production bases across China, with an annual capacity of about 1.65 million tons. They even set up local companies in key farming regions, like partnering directly with lemon growers in Sichuan to cut out middlemen and slash costs at the source. Second, devastating efficiency. By keeping ingredient lists minimal and production processes simple, Mixue slashes both labor costs and drink prep time. This isn't just smart business, it's operational warfare. Third, volume over margin. With tens of thousands of stores buying the exact same syrups, powders, and toppings, Mixue wields enormous bargaining power, with suppliers driving costs down even further. As one Malaysian franchisee put it, "When Mixue entered our market, local milk tea brands couldn't compete. Their prices were just too low." Many smaller shops went out of business almost overnight. This pricing strategy hasn't just won customers, it's decimated local competition across Southeast Asia. Mixue's global conquest began strategically in 2018, with its first overseas store in Hanoi, Vietnam. But this wasn't a random choice. Vietnam offered lower labor costs, cultural familiarity with sweet tea drinks, and close proximity to China, making supply chain logistics far more efficient. Their expansion followed a deliberate playbook. First, target Southeast Asian markets with cultural and culinary similarities, then dominate through smart localization. In Indonesia alone, now Mixue's strongest overseas market with over 2,400 stores, the brand became so successful it inspired local copycats. One competitor, Momoyo, was even founded by a former smartphone distributor and quickly grew into the country's second largest chain by directly benchmarking against Mixue. But perhaps even more impactful, Mixue's success paved the way for other Chinese beverage brands to go global. Companies like Haiti and Luckin Coffee have since followed Mixue's blueprint, benefiting from its proven, compact, and highly scalable business model. To support this international network, Mixue now operates 11 overseas warehouses, serving roughly 300 cities across Southeast Asia. Their tailored import strategies keep shipping costs low while ensuring every franchise gets consistent, fresh supplies. Beyond the business strategy, Mixue has tapped into something deeper: youth culture and digital native behavior. But this success hasn't come without serious challenges. On one hand, Mixue has become a social media sensation, especially among consumers aged 20 to 29, who love sharing their colorful drinks online. Hashtags like bubble tea have racked up over 8.3 billion views on TikTok alone. But the brand also faces major headwinds. Here are the three biggest threats to Mixue's future. First, product homogeneity. Analysts warn that Mixue's drinks are easy to replicate. With low switching costs, customers can easily jump to a competitor offering similar prices and flavors, undermining brand loyalty and fueling intense competition. Second, market saturation. The breakneck expansion that once fueled growth is now slowing down. In Indonesia, Mixue's crown jewel market, new stores no longer guarantee quick profits as the market becomes crowded and margins shrink. Third, health concerns. Globally, consumers are demanding less sugar. Mixue's traditionally sweet drinks are now under scrutiny, especially in places like Singapore, where strict sugar labeling and limits on sugary beverages are already in place. Perhaps most telling, Mixue's attempt to go public hit a wall. Their IPO application lapsed in July 2023, a clear signal that investors are skeptical about long-term profitability in an increasingly crowded industry. So where does Mixue and the bubble tea industry as a whole go from here? The global bubble tea market is projected to reach $4.21 billion by 2030, growing at over 8% per year. But capturing that growth will require serious evolution. We're already seeing four key trends shaping the future. Health-conscious evolution. Over half of all consumers now prefer their tea with less sugar. Brands are responding with organic ingredients, plant-based milks, and low-sugar options. Sustainability focus. With growing backlash against single-use plastics, forward-thinking chains are switching to compostable cups, reusable containers, and ethically sourced ingredients. Technological integration. Top performers are using mobile apps for ordering, digital loyalty programs, and AI-driven social media campaigns to boost retention and personalize the customer experience. Premium experimentation. While Mixue dominates the value segment, there's strong growth at the high end too. Brands like Haiti charge $4 to $7 per drink by offering luxury experiences like cheese, foam, tea, or collaborations with fashion houses like Fendi. Haiti, for instance, has mastered high-end branding, creating Instagrammable stores and limited edition drops that feel more like fashion launches than beverage sales. This proves there's room for multiple winners in the bubble tea revolution. For Mixue specifically, the path forward likely means pushing into Western markets while innovating beyond its core menu to address concerns about health, sustainability, and product variety. From a single tea stall to a global empire of 36,000 stores, Mixue's journey reveals a powerful truth. In the right hands, even the simplest product, a cup of tea, can become a revolutionary force. Their story isn't just about bubble tea. It's about strategic franchising, ruthless supply chain control, and the insight that sometimes the most powerful market position isn't about being the best, but being the most accessible. The billion-dollar bubble has already conquered Asia. The question now is, where will it pop up next? And which global beverage giant should be looking nervously over their shoulder? If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind Mixue's global conquest, you'll love our deep dive into how other Asian brands are taking over markets worldwide. Hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.